What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have the announcement video for the winner of the July photo contest. The winner of the Neewer ST200, this overhead camera rig mount thing. So you see your camera here, top down shots, awesome. Anybody into stock photography, product photography, food photography, this is gonna make your life a lot easier. Now, as usual, I'm gonna go down all of the images, give you a quick critique, and then we'll announce the winners. Also guys, before we start, I wanna give a huge shout out to Neewer for making this possible. So Neewer, thank you so much for your generosity because this stuff is incredible. I'm also gonna include timestamps here at the bottom of the video so you can jump back and forth. So let me set up here the screen record and start with that photo critique. All the images are in no particular order, and I gotta tell you, there's some great shots in here. It was really tough. So thank you all for your participation in the rating of the images because it is extremely helpful. This one here looks fine. Remember, the theme was World Teachers Day. This looks good, and I'm sure this, if it had the quality, it would be a great seller, but it is very grainy and I can't tell where the focus is. But it's a good seller if you have the technical quality. Remember, stock is about being technical. So that grain in the background, the softness, that needs to go if you plan on selling that photo. But that would be a fantastic editorial for stocks. Or if you could get mono releases, that would be a great seller. Something like this, it looks fantastic. But remember, it's World Teachers Day. Here we're celebrating the student. This is where it gets a little bit tricky, and it's very difficult to, find that concept. But this is a fantastic image, sharp. The technical qualities are amazing. Focused. It looks like it focused in the eyes. I can't tell on the preview. It might be focused in the hair. Be very careful with that. And then the only other thing I want to add is your headroom. See this? There's a little bit too much headroom. Just bring the camera down a little bit, or use a different focal point so you can keep the eyes on the upper third. Those seem to sell a lot more, for me anyway. This one here, fantastic, homeschooling. I mean, that looks, beautiful shot. That is perfect. Good focus, good composition, the lines, everything is just spot on. That's a great image. But again, the concept is very important here. That looks interesting, teaching finance or something. That's kind of interesting. It's a good photo, but again, your angles are a little bit lopsided here. The lines look good, but see the ceiling, maybe crop it in so it's not too much. And there are students on the other side that you're cropping out. So maybe just move the camera a little bit so those lines follow, and then crop the top off so it makes, so the lines continue to go. This one here I loved. I mean, it's simple. It's literally teaching somebody how to fish. You got a toy, you got your fantastic father-daughter moment. Those are emotional images that tend to do very well. Now, because of the hats and everything, that would have to be an editorial. And it's a little bit soft. When you zoom in, you see that it doesn't have the clarity. That's probably gonna get rejected for stock. But those are the types of images that are great sellers because it's special, you're sharing a moment. That's the lifestyle images that, nice job. Okay, again, here we have a teacher that he's writing papers or reviewing papers. And it's good, but it doesn't say World Teachers Day, and it's out of focus. It looks a little bit fuzzy. So again, be very careful with that. And also the composition, we're looking down at the teacher. Remember the angles. If we're promoting the teacher, you wanna be looking up at the teacher. Next. So that's just a classroom and all the students. Again, it looks very soft. The image has that, I like his, I think it's behind him, that's funny. Great shot. It's missing the concept and the clarity on the photograph. But those are great editorial photos. I would definitely try to upload that. Same as this one. It's focused, I believe, on the students in the back, which is good. But again, it's missing a little bit of clarity and quality. He's a little bit focus blurred. Again, as an editorial, I don't think that matters too much. Try just straightening out the lines in Lightroom maybe. So the wall doesn't look like it's falling in, and I think that will give you good chances for editorial stock. This one's fun. I like this one a lot. I actually have photos of my fingers that sell a lot. Similar style, but this is very creative, well done. Walking on stilts. See, this is another lifestyle that's a fun moment. Again, it doesn't look focused, which is an issue. Maybe just a little bit soft. I don't know what lens you're using, but it just looks a little soft. But those are the types of photos that sell. If you have model releases, I would remove the people in the back because they're a little distracting in the middle of the frame. If you don't have model releases, then it would have to be an editorial and you can't remove them. But if you could get the releases, that would be, I believe that would be a good selling photo. This one was interesting because it is very powerful photo, the composition. Even though the focus is here in the front, it is a very powerful image. Looking through, like the composition's on point, the lines, the framing, it's a very good photograph. Okay, here we have teachers, students, and parents on VIP day. Interesting, but there's nothing telling me that it's World Teachers Day. I'm trying to look for things that say teacher, and I know there's parents in school and the kids and stuff, but nothing screaming World Teachers Day. That was the assignment. I mean, it's in the title, but that's... This other one here is interesting, but I don't know. I'm assuming that's the teacher receiving flowers, but it doesn't really tell me what's happening. Again, the concept has to be clear. The photo looks fine, it looks clear. Maybe if you add in the description for stock what's happening, but to look at the photo and say, okay, this is what it is, it's missing that. World Teachers Day, here we go. Throwing the marker up, catching it, that's cool. I like that the marker is a T on teachers. The shadow, everything looks great. Focus is spot on, it's simple, clear, and to the point. Yeah, I like that. Again, here we have students. It's a slow shutter speed and it looks a little bit soft or motion blurred. And again, the wall, the background looks like it's coming in. Try adjusting that in post. You can even do that on your phone app, adjusting the angles to make it a little bit more symmetrical. But it's good. It's a good editorial image. I'm just missing the detail because of that slow shutter speed. Again, see this one, look at the composition in this one. Eyes in the upper third, it's much stronger. But again, we're celebrating the student as the teacher's handing out the diplomas. If the student were giving the teacher flowers, then that would be the right concept. I know this was a difficult subject and trying to hit that concept spot on is extremely difficult. The composition, the lines, everything here is great. It's just that the concept is missing a little bit. It's interesting, and I know this is gonna be a good stock seller. I can't guarantee it. If you have model releases, absolutely, because I could see that selling over and over again. Very good photograph of the students receiving their diplomas. This one has the flowers, but again, I don't know who is receiving or giving. And again, it's a little bit soft due to high ISO and motion blur. It looks too posed. Remember, when you're selling stock, it needs to look natural and like it's happening in the moment, not like we're posing it. Very similar as before, but there's too much headroom. Bring the camera down so you show more of the students leading into the classroom. It looks good. It could improve a little bit with composition. This one's awesome. Simple, to the point, happy teacher, they got a card. What else could you ask for? I mean, literally, it's simple and to the point. I like that. Focus is great. It looks like a composite because both have focus. The card has focus and the teacher has focus. So it does look like it's a composite, which is fine, but it's very well made. And yeah, I like it. Again, fantastic. Great stock seller. The only thing I'm missing here is World Teachers Day. For me, as a seller, I think this is gonna be selling a lot. Homeschool, you're ticking all the boxes here, so fantastic job. Okay, this one is very similar from the same classroom. It's a little better, but again, we're missing context here, and there's nothing saying that we're celebrating the teacher, it's just a teacher teaching. Teacher doing what teachers do. This was interesting. The light is a little bit harsh. It's with a flash on camera, it looks like, or just above. And it's good, but again, it's the teacher giving the child the diploma. If the kid was giving the teacher something, that would have been perfect. Again, trying to have the concept here is what's important. Again, the lighting, everything, you're doing fantastic. These photos are awesome. All right, this one here, teachers getting awards. If it wasn't in the title, I wouldn't know what's happening. It's from a distance. Unfortunately, this one looks a little bit out of focus. I don't know where it focused. I don't have a lot of detail. And the photo's not screaming, the subject. This one's great. I like that. That's life can be a teacher. That's one of those moments where you're like, uh-oh. So I do like this one, lifestyle bull riding. That's a great, simple. The only thing here is composition. I know it's very hard when you're doing photos like this, but there's other person behind the dad or whoever's there that distracts a little bit. And then, yeah, the focus is on them. The expression on the child and everything else is great. Just difficult when it comes to live events like this, but try to keep the background clutter free and focus on your thing. Like I said, it's very difficult because you don't know where they're gonna go, but just try to find the angles to do something like that. But that's great. I love the photograph. And that's it for today. That's all the images. I know this was a little bit tougher. World Teachers Day after school. A lot of people had a lot of complaints on my emails. But that's what I said. This is a way to get creative using what we have. Try to come up with the idea, something simple that you could sell a concept. Yes, you can go out and make the most out of a situation, or you could do something at home and keep it simple. Simple things tend to sell a lot for me anyway, and I hope they sell for you as well. And like I said, this was tough. Lots of great photos. And I think it's time to select a winner. All right, now before I announce the winner of the ST200, I'm gonna give the honorable mention to second and third place as well because you deserve it. You did fantastic. Third place in this photo contest is Alexander with this photograph here. I'm not gonna try to pronounce your last name because I'm sure I'm not gonna do that well. But Alexander, you did a fantastic job with all 3 images. I'm sure these photos are gonna sell a lot for stock. You did awesome. The thing missing here is how we're celebrating the teacher. I know the photo could be used for that. But this is where it gets very tricky because that concept has to be clear. And here, even though the teacher, homeschooling, the mom teaching the kids, that was fantastic with all 3 images. And the quality of photography is amazing. And that's why I want to give you honorable mention here because you did a fantastic job, especially going after the subject and doing this like this. But again, we're just missing the concept. You're super close, and I can't wait to see what you come up with for next month. Now for second place, and here's where I took into account all of your ratings as well. It is this photograph here by Marco Tagliani. Beautiful shot. Again, I don't know if this was recycled or if you actually went and shot this for this contest. The date seemed like it was shot for this, but this was a very good photograph. Again, it's very emotional. Something with the window here, just looking through, and we're not really showing World Teachers Day, but as a photograph, it's very strong, and I think it's gonna do well for stock. And now, the winner of the ST200, the top-down tabletop setup by Newer, is Craig Parker with this photograph right here. Simple, to the point, you nailed it. Great job. Again, see, you don't have to complicate things. You can shoot things at home, or at a school. I don't know where you shot this, but that is fantastic. It's to the point, happy teacher, receiving a card. It's clean, clear, easy to use. Best teacher, smiling, happy, grading, probably reading notes from other students. You did a fantastic job here. I know it's a composite because of the focus, and that actually gets a little bit extra points because it looks great. You did a great job blending the images. So anyway, thank you so much for participating. Everybody else, thank you so much for your images. I really do hope that you start selling some of these photos on stock sites. And again, I want to show you the difference it makes when you shoot intentionally with a concept or when you try to recycle images from other shoots to try to fit these. These contests are very specific. They're hitting the concept dead on is very difficult. And that's something I have to take into account when I'm reviewing and critiquing these images. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Craig, I really think you're gonna enjoy this. Top-down setup, if you're doing stock photography, this is gonna be extremely helpful. food, products, anything you want to do for stocks. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.